Hi, I'm Eric Minick with IBM Cloud. I want to talk a little bit about the difference between continuous deployment and continuous delivery. Now, for both of these practices, you're looking at trying to take new code, valuable, move that as quickly as we can out to production. That's where that valuable code is useful. So what you're basically going to end up doing is you're going to take your code, you're going to build it with a continuous integration tool, deploy it to a test environment or 2 or 3, run all of your automated tests, and then it's going to move into production. Now, the idea of continuous deployment, the term was really coined by Timothy Fitz back in 2009. And what he described was a process by which a company called IMView deployed to production 50 times a day. The code came in, and then no human touched it again until it was in production. How do you do that without it being completely irresponsible, right? And that was what was really interesting here. Well, you have the automation to move things. They had one core test environment, so they brought these things together, but thousands of tests, really robust testing suite that ran across a large number of servers so that you could run thousands and thousands of tests in a short period of time and know that your new code was probably pretty good because you'd run these robust set of tests that you could depend on. And because you believed in your testing, you could put that out into production. Now, this was a consumer-facing app. It wasn't taking credit cards. And so you could just put that out to 2% of your users or 5% of your users, do what's known as a canary deployment, and make sure that the servers weren't falling over, that people were still interacting with the app as they should. So you had a robust testing suite, and then you were also testing in production, right? You were monitoring really robustly. And if things were going badly out here in production, if like 2 of your servers keeled over, okay, you're going to pull that change out of the load balancer. You have the rest of your servers working fine. You can go back and fix it in code. It'll get right back out the door real quick. Nice. So this is really an extreme approach. Someone writes code, it ends up in production, no one else touches it. Where you have a little bit of regulatory approval and you need 2 eyes on anything before it gets to production, back here in code, you can do a code review. And another developer can provide that check. And then the testing provides you with another safety net. Now, this approach, this continuous deployment to production is really what it means. That's still extreme, and something a lot of organizations both don't have the testing for, nor do they have either the kind of stomach or the regulatory approval to do that without some sort of approval in here, right? Some sort of human decision, sign off, check that the move from staging to production, from your last test environment to production is okay, right? And so this sort of thing requires, another check. And it's typically what distinguishes continuous delivery is that in continuous delivery, you're automating as much as you can out of code through end of testing. But you're going to have a decision point here at the end for what we do with the approval. And so this is just one step, a little bit more cautious than deployment. That's what most organizations that I see are trying to get to today. They still need to do a lot of automation in their testing area in order to achieve that, to even get to the point where they can just go straight to a business decision of should we release this or not. But this sort of automate as much as I can, make a decision to go or not, that's what we see with continuous delivery. That's where we see people going. But this extreme approach, continuous deployment, it works. We've had documentation that it works now for over 10 years. It can be a reasonable approach if you're in the right situation. So that's continuous deployment versus continuous delivery. Thank you. If you have questions, please drop us a line. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to like and subscribe.